Here was Lakers GM Rob Pelinka talking about the Bronny James the Lakers had just drafted at number 55.
I think he's going to be a point of attack defender that can really be disruptive with the way he guards other teams' point guards. I think he can guard multiple positions. And we've really seen growth in his shooting. I think at the Combine, when we were there with the scouting staff, he was one of the leaders in sort of making his shots in some of the drills. And we really think he can turn into being an elite shot maker. So just a 3 and D player for sure.
Wow. Whew. Okay, Paul.
Praise,
yeah. Huh. Let's get specific about what you, Paul Pierce, expect from Bronny next season. So how much do you see him playing, and how productive can he be? How quickly?
I think it's going to take a minute. He has to get stronger, I think. I think he has to go through a developmental stage. And, you know, you're going to have your summer league. You're going to play. You're going to see somewhat what the speed of the game is going to be like. It's probably a little bit faster than college and summer league because you're playing against a lot of overseas guys, a lot of rookies. And then you're going to have training camp, and then the season is going to start. And I just think, you know, once season starts and they start playing some games, they don't practice as much. So it's going to be hard to develop during the season. So I think he'll have his time in the G League to where he can get some 5-on-5, to where he can really get some repetition, some reps in. And, you know, kind of fine-tune his game to figure out, you know, who he is and who he wants to be. You know, and like Rob Pelinka said, I mean, I think the best guess for him is to, you know, establish himself on defense. That usually translates to the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're not going to be the star, you know, and most guys get it twisted thinking they're going to come in and get some plays called for him. Bronny understands that. He's going to establish his role and who he's going to be in the league as a defender and a shot maker, like Rob said. So I think he'll get some reps at the beginning. Who knows if he'll be on the bench at the start of the season. I think that's the best route I would go for him. And maybe, you know, after about 15, 20 games into the season, he got a couple of months down in the G League to where he's gotten stronger, he's got some reps in and getting his confidence together. You throw him into the fire and see where he is, probably around November, end of November, or possibly wait till Christmas, make it a whole thing, yeah.
Okay, before Keyshawn goes, we were just talking in the break. When you left Kansas for the Celtics, how did it hit you when you first stepped on an NBA court?
Like I was telling y'all, I'm telling you. I mean, I'd have played in some stadiums. I mean, obviously, Jayhawks, Kansas University, one of the best arenas, Allen Fieldhouse. But when I stepped on an NBA court, Skip, I thought the court was longer and the rims were higher. I did. Because I guess the speed of the game, I got a lot tired faster because of the speed of the game, and then the athletes were just so much better. It was just overwhelming at first, but then I got used to it. You know, I only took a couple games.
You did okay, man.
Yeah, I got used to it after a couple games, but just that first preseason game, I was like, man. You know what I'm talking about. That first preseason, it ain't nothing like practice. You go through practice, that's one thing. But that first preseason game, you like, damn. Like, you running through these screens. Yo, man, I'm talking about, boy, I was like, all right, let me get my mind right. Let me get my mind wrapped around this. And so there'll be an initial period when you first get out there to
Keyshawn,
where
does that sound like your first preseason game?
You know, I didn't go through preseason, Skip, because I held out.
That's right.
But
well, then you stepped right into the fire.
Right into the fire.
I stepped right into the fire. Up in Denver, we played the Broncos. My first touch in the NFL was a 50-yard seam route, bam, right down the gut. But that was just athleticism, whatever. But when I got to the game where I was playing in the game, it was crazy because in college, I could catch the football, I could look you up and do what I needed. I could take my time because they're watching me, right? They looking at me, everybody, all the other dudes, they looking at me, they want to see what I'm going to do. But in the pros, as soon as I caught it, it was like, boom, boom, bam, bam.
Quick.
And it was so fast, it took a minute, but once I caught on to the speed of the game, then the rest was history. Right. But yeah, similar to Paul, the field, I thought it was 200 yards, man. It was just so, it was so long, and the stadiums, even though I played in a 100,000-seat stadium, it just was one of those deals. Everything just felt bigger. It was the intensity, just everybody. It was a bit of a shocker, so to speak. But you learn.
You said the game was 50% faster or like twice as fast as college football?
I would say it's twice as fast as college football.
Twice as fast.
Would you?
I would say twice.
Skip, I'm telling you, man, I caught a ball, and in college, I did the same move. I stopped, I froze the dude, I dipped, and I hit the sideline. Bam! In the pros, I thought I was going to do the same thing. Troy Vincent is the corner, great Troy Vincent. I hit, I dipped. I was going to hit the sideline. He opened up and forced me back inside. So all I could do is go inside. And when I went inside, LeVon Kirkland, you remember LeVon Kirkland?
He was a bad man.
270-something pound linebacker. He come full speed, bam, right in my sternum, cracked it. I had to play that year with a whole donut in my sternum. It was, Skip, it was crazy, but you just learn. You learn. Well, keep your head on the swivel, as they say.
Okay. I hope Bronny doesn't get his sternum cracked.
No, but what's going to happen is, like Paul is saying, you go to the summer league, you play a little bit, Skip, you go to training camp, you're on the floor with the guys, because you know the top 7 guys, 8 guys, you already know who they're going to be. They already know. Then those other guys are the ones that he's competing against to get those minutes from. So he's going to get on the floor with a combination of guys. And with the better players you're on the floor with, the better he's going to become. Because, again, he's going to know his role. He's going to know what he can do. As I said to you in the last segment, you can't tell me he doesn't have the ability to bring the ball up the court, give it to AD in the low post, kick it off to his dad over here. If he's on the floor with Austin Reeves, give it to Austin Reeves. And then if he sets a pick or move around and he knocks down a shot or misses a shot, get back on defense and transition and be able to cover a guard. Now, I understand what Rob Pelinka is saying. He can guard multiple positions. And I had to think, I'm like, well, multiple positions. I see how tall this guy is.
6'7".
He's 6'7".
And it feels like 6'9".
Yeah, and that's just him.
No, I mean,
and that's just him.
You have to guard 1, maybe 2 positions.
But Rob said multiple positions.
Well, 6'2" is kind of tough to be that.
Because he measured at 6'1.5".
Yeah, 6'2".
Yeah, because even as tough as...
If he was 6'4", I get it, like a Drew Holiday.
Yeah, if he was a 6'4" guy.
He's going to be primarily on, like, the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, and they know that. Yeah, ain't no multiple positions. You're going to be messing around with a 6'9" wing. Come on, man, stop. That dude just going to be able to knock down a shot over you.
You're going to have to get stronger, obviously. But
I mean, he looked pretty strong to me.
No, he looked...
I'm watching. I understand... No, I understand college. No, I understand college.
NBA strength.
I understand college, and I understand what his points look like and his rebounds and his field goal percentage, and I get that. But just looking at the highlight clips, I'm like, I mean, he might be able to do that in the pros. It's just going to be faster.
It's going to be about his motor.
That's all it's going to be, that motor, faster.
It's going to be about his motor. How much of a motor can he have and sustain?
Yeah.
And for how long?
Well, he's going to be in shape.
He will.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, he'll be in shape.
Keyshawn, to your point, he did not get his father's height as he's topped off now at 6'1.5", because I don't think there's going to be much, if any, more growth. Is it possible after 20, he'll turn 20 in, I think, October 6th? I don't think he's going to get any taller, right?
He might get to 6'3". He could.
You think so?
Maybe.
Usually right in here it stops.
Yeah.
Okay. But he did get his father's ability to have physique because he looks pretty good for 19.
To me. Yeah. He looks strong.
And it will get better. And as he turns 20, 21, 22, that may be his strength, is his strength.
I mean, think about this. His arms aren't going to get any longer. His shoulders aren't going to get any wider. But his motor has to go up. Like, I'm talking about like a Patrick Beverly type of motor.
Oh, well, that's crazy motor.
I mean, that's how you have an impact when you're at the 6'1", 6'2" height, though. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like it feels like it. I haven't like been in the camp and all that sort of stuff, but it feels like just looking at the clips that motor is gonna go up. It feels that way.
Okay, but when I watch him guard, I don't love the Patrick Beverly analogy because
I feel like you got to get there.
Okay, but as Russell Westbrook once said of Pat Bev,
out of control.
He trick you all. He trick you all on defense. It looks like it looks better than because it's all a lot of hands flying.
It's a lot of hands. It's a lot of diving on the floor. It's a lot of fighting.
Okay, I got you.
It's a lot of taking charges.
But when I watched Bronny at USC guard, he guards with tenacity. He guards with authority, with strength, which is. That's why Rob Pelinka is saying he can be a disruptive point of attack defender where he takes your point guard and it's like what Drew Holiday and Derek White could do. They just get up in you and they disrupt the flow.